Okay. Well, today I'm going to not talk about politics today, but today I'm going to um, draw a robot, and I'm going to actually do it right on this thing right here, my drawing board, so that way everybody will actually see it. So it's going to be a robot, and I really just don't want people to be alarmed on what and say, hey, you know what, Dave's gonna draw robots and take people's jobs away. No, it's not gonna happen. So it's just that I want to show you exactly what I want to do and how I want to do things because this was always my destiny, and I really okay. So and I just wanted to. So when I was a kid growing up, I always wanted to basically draw a robot. Okay, but what I want to do is I want to draw it like this. Okay, on like this. I'm going to draw a robot. I'm going to draw like maybe a box head of a robot because if I can draw a box head of a robot, it'll be like better, really, really nice for people to see. So uh, draw a box head of a robot, with eyes here, you know. So yeah, so I just to draw, just to yes. So just to be fun, just to be funny a little bit. This is what I want to do. Look, just to be funny a little bit, and but don't get alarmed though. Don't get alarmed. I mean, this is a funny looking robot. So just watch. No, it's a funny looking robot. I'm saying, with hands, so, something like that. You know what I'm saying? When you want to make something, okay, if you really want to be creative, I mean, this is basically how you do it. I mean, you do a little bit of a practice. So practice makes perfect, you know. And I'm just drawing a little bit of funny robot. I was saying so. I mean, look at it. It's a funny robot, that you can actually see here. So it's an awesome robot. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm just actually drawing one so that way you guys can actually see it. I mean, basically just playing around. I mean, I probably can draw a better robot than this. So, um, and just that's what I like to do. I mean, hey, um, when I say it's my destiny, I people just don't people other people just don't know what I like to do. So, um, you know, and they just don't. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like to draw a robot, and I like to see, and sometimes I like to see what robots do. You know what I'm saying? You know, um, it's funny. Um, it's funny how what people how it's funny how to someone like me wants to see what robots do. Yeah, and you know, robots are not really human people, so they're just robots are just sometimes made out of metal. So I mean, it's. I mean, they don't really robots don't really interact with human beings. So robots sometimes have they don't even have a mind, okay? Because they're just plain metal. So, um, but it's kind of interesting to see what they do. When they're built and they're moving their hands around and they're doing all kinds of things. It's kind of funny, to see that. See, with me, you know, um, that's because where I got this idea from. Okay, well, where I work, okay, we do have a robot. His name is Marty, and he goes around scanning things, across the aisles and stuff, and when he does, he sends the report over to corporate. So and then he also plugs himself in. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Marty does. Um, but it's kind of interesting that seeing and to see what a robot like that does. You know, but um, we have all different kind of robots. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if anybody's familiar with the Jetsons, but I used to watch the Jetsons. When I was you know a little boy. What I'm saying, a little kid growing up, and the Jetsons with George Jetson, uh, the robot maid, and his wife and his jet. How he just comes flying out of the tube. You know, I mean, it was pretty awesome. Actually, it was pretty awesome actually to watch that. You know what I'm saying? You know, and with robots, robots act a little bit different than than humans. Okay, robots can do robot things. Okay, but they're not so much about they're not like really human beings. So it's they act different. You know what I'm saying? And than human beings do. You know what I'm saying? But robots do different things. You know, some people worry about that. That one day, um, robots when we because robots are a thing now. You know what I'm saying nowadays, um, and you'll see it. You'll see it around. You go to Walmart and and you'll see the same thing, but you won't see a whole robot standing up. You'll see like a machine going around scanning things in each aisle and sending and corporate their message. You know what I'm saying? Their paperwork. So but but robots. People worry about that. Okay, people worry about robots. Taking over everybody's job. Okay, which is I don't. That probably would never happen. So that's not never going to happen because customers and stores they would like to react with uh, other people. You know what I'm saying? Real people instead of robots. You know what I'm saying? So robots sometimes they're just not but a piece of metal. You know what I'm saying? Um, how I want to describe this a little bit more. Robots, they don't they don't talk. Okay, they don't talk at all. What they do is they just move their hands around, do what they do. They just move their hands around like this. So where that if you have real people, Okay, real people move their hands a little bit quicker than a robot does. So I'm just saying that when you walk into a store, customers want to see real people. Customers don't want to see robots. And a lot of people fear that. Oh, robots are going to take over my job one day, or they're gonna. And some people fear that, but that is never going to happen. That's never going to happen. So, I mean, robots are fun. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you actually really want to know. I really like to know what robots can do. You know what I'm saying? And how they perform. You know what I'm saying? So I actually really like that. And and that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Well, because I watching so much of the Jetsons and see how what Rosie does. So what Rosie does. You know what I'm saying? Rosie, Rosie the robot, she was a maid, and all she did was, wash dishes, clean the house, take the vacuum, and while George went to work. So that was the Jetsons back then. It's kind of fun to see. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to see what a robot does. And robots. Yeah. Sometimes robots. You know what I'm saying? Could they I mean, they could do some things. You know what I'm saying? It's not that that they really want to, but I mean, robots can do some things, and they're pretty good at it. So we just don't want people to be over alarmed and, oh wow, there is robots are a thing now. Robots are gonna take over my job and everything. Robots are not gonna take over the job. Robots cannot do the job like a human being does. So that's why I say, if I thought that robots was a thing and they could actually do the job, then I would say worry about it. But robots are not going to take over anybody's job, and that's what people fear, and that's what people worry about. So, because what they do is they see AI, artificial intelligence, and it's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's never going to happen. And I just don't understand. I just don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, look at this. Just picture, okay? Just picture having another robot. You know what I'm saying? Just picture having another robot right here, okay? And so and you have another robot. So I'm going to draw another robot, okay, on the opposite side of this robot, and I'm going to go like this. I'm not very good at drawing robots. I'd rather just make them out of cardboard. So and show it there. So robots are pretty much they're gonna be a thing soon. So but you don't have to worry about robots taking over everybody else's job. So this this is Mary, and this is Mary, okay, and this is John. So Mary and John, they're both robots, okay. So they're both robots, and I wish I could color them in, but I'm just kind of really doing a introduction a little bit, so that way I can see what is really going on with this. So this is Mary, this is Joe. Okay, so Mary and Joe. Okay, they're both robots, and and it's good to see. It's good to see how Mary interacts with Joe. You know what I'm saying? So Mary is like, oh, hello. You know what I'm saying? It's oh, hello. You know what I'm saying? Hello, Joe. You know what I'm saying? And Joe says, oh, hello, Mary. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see that. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I don't believe robots like that will interact like that. But that's all I have to say tonight, and we'll see exactly where it goes. You know what I'm saying? So, but take care, everybody. Have a great one. Well, I'm not going to leave yet because I want to say, well, interactions with robots. You know what I'm saying? But don't worry, you're not going to lose your job. So, I mean, just because you see ChatGPT, people say, oh, I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose this. I'm going to lose that. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to lose your job. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, don't. So, I mean, you're not gonna lose. You're not gonna lose your job because you see ChatGPT. So actually, I just basically explained. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna color it in so I can just make it a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do a little bit. I'm gonna color in a shade of blue. So I'm gonna color in the hat. You know what I'm saying? A little shade of blue, so that way you can actually see it. So. Well, I mean, it's something that people ought to know. You know what I'm saying? So look at it right here. So I'm kind of like really just coloring the hats. So people get overwhelmed because they see AI. You know what I'm saying? Artificial intelligence. And I do use AI to search up things once in a great while. Hey, so I explained to you how robots. It's kind of we really want to see how robots interact with each other. So I mean, it's but robots interact a little bit different than we do. So we as humans, we interact a little bit better. But I'm just saying, I'm gonna get a little red pen here. I know, like really, it's kind of fun. You know what I'm saying, to actually do this. I mean, to me it is. It's fun. So, well, if Jake come and see what I'm doing, it's kind of fun to see how robots interact with each other. But like I said, I had watched the Jetsons. You know what I'm saying? Well, the Jetsons, with Rosie and stuff, and and because she was the robot that was the maid and cleaned the house and vacuumed the rug and washed the dishes, while George and why George and his wife. So yes. So this is So Mary and John, Mary and John. So Mary and John, okay, saying hello to each other. So these are robots. So this is actually pretty good. Try to. I mean, I could have done this a little bit better, but I could have done this a little bit better. So yeah, it's yeah, I could have done this a little bit better. You know, but we want to give. I don't know where I'm gonna put the ears on this. So, well, robots. Well, some robots. This is a box robot right here. So, I mean, it's.
Like I said, maybe someday someone will come up with an algorithm.
Yeah, and something with the so I explained, that I want to see, what what I want to see. It's interesting to see what robots do. You know what I'm saying? I've seen what Marty done. Marty just goes around the store, scans things, goes and plugs itself in. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Marty does. But yeah. Well, we don't know. We don't know if robots cannot think. Robots cannot think for themselves. So robots cannot think for themselves. So. People sometimes people say, "Wow, you know what? Robots are going to become a thing. We're gonna end up losing our jobs because of robots." It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. So just because you see artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, I'm still learning about this. So. But this is interesting though. You know what I'm saying? To see. You know what I'm saying? It is. It's really interesting because I mean, some people don't think so, but I do. Some people don't think so. But I mean, I do. So but I'm just, hey, you can take cardboard, okay? You can take cardboard, and you can actually make you can make a robot out of it. You can take cardboard, make a robot out of it. You know what I'm saying? Be creative. Be creative. And I'll tell you one thing, so I mean, just be creative on these things. You know what I'm saying? So, well, so you got, but you can be creative on these things. You know what I'm saying? And just don't worry about, robots taking over your job, because it's not. So, but that's all I'm going to do for tonight. So take care, everybody. Have a great night. You know what I'm saying? That was fun tonight. You know what I'm saying? Showing people drew a couple of robots up there and actually talked about them. But hey, it was awesome. So take care, everybody. Have a great night.